Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this video breakdown, we take a look at 5 zone blitz plays that are from base formations such as the 3-4, 4-3, and 4-4 from the Eagles Playbook. The first zone blitz that we want to show from a base formation out of the Eagles Playbook that brings pressure on the quarterback without having to make any pre-snap adjustments is called 3-4 Tite Hot Blitz 3. Now this one, as you look at it, it's going to send 6 defenders after the quarterback, and a lot of zone blitzes, they don't have that many. Generally, it's just going to be 5. In this case, we've got 6, and as you look at it, you're probably not going to want to bring all those guys in as far as getting the pressure on the quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and run this one. I will tell you right now, this guy right here is the one that's normally going to get the pressure. This is going to be this right inside linebacker, and he's going to end up shooting through that A-gap. So let's go ahead and run it, and you'll see right there he gets that pressure. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you're probably not going to want to do that where you have all 6 of those guys coming in. What you can do here with this one, if you want to do this, if you're going to run this defense, you can take control of this guy right here. It's the left outside linebacker, the Sam linebacker. And what you can do is you can hot route him into a bluff blitz, and the blitz will still work. And then you can just use your control of him and take away anything over the short middle of the field. And you're still going to get this pressure as far as on the quarterback. So this defense brings that pressure. You don't have to make any pre-snap adjustments. Real simple. Just make sure one thing I would recommend is taking control of that left outside linebacker, hot routing him into a bluff blitz, and then taking control of him once the ball is snapped. Another way of setting this one up is just call show blitz, and then you can still get that pressure coming from the right inside linebacker as he shoots through the A-gap. The 3-4-4 Tech MLB Crossfire 3 is another defense that you're going to find out of the Eagles Playbook. That's a zone blitz from a base formation where you do not have to make any pre-snap adjustments. Now this one is designed to have these 2 linebackers here crossing each other. So you're going to have this guy right here, which is the right inside linebacker, and then the left inside linebacker. Now generally what happens here is the left inside linebacker is going to go first, and he's going to head towards between the center and the left guards through that A-gap. And then you're going to have the right inside linebacker who's going to go to the A-gap between the center and the right guard, and then he'll apply the pressure on the quarterback. Now, generally, one or the other is going to get it. Sometimes you may not always get it with this defense, but it's fairly consistent that you're going to get some type of pressure right there. Right there, actually, we didn't get any of that time. But like I said, this is one of those ones that I would say not the most consistent, but you can still get the pressure on the quarterback. Let's run it again here and see what happens here this time. And that time we end up getting to the quarterback and end up getting in there eventually. There's a lot of crossing, a lot of action going on with this setup here without having to make any adjustments. Now, there's some things you could do if you went into the lab and you can make some more there. You got the pressure from the right inside linebacker. So that's another blitz that you can run. It's from the 3-4 under 4 Tech MLB Crossfire 3. And that definitely brings the pressure. May not be as consistent as some of the other ones I'm showing, but it does get to the quarterback. All right, this next defense I want to show that's going to bring some pressure on the quarterback from the Eagles Playbook. That's a zone blitz, and from a base formation is called 3-4 over trio sky zone. Now, this particular defense, where the pressure is going to come from is generally going to come from this one right here, which is going to be the left inside linebacker. So what he'll do is he'll shoot through this B gap between the right guard and right tackle and apply the pressure on the quarterback. The one thing you do want to watch out with this one, sometimes he may sneak up on his own where he'll just move up to closer to the line of scrimmage. If he does that, you either need to manually take control of him or you need to go ahead and show blitz to bring him back, just so you get a heads up on that. Let's go ahead and run this because you want him to be in the spot he's in to get this pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, and you'll see that he ends up shooting through that B gap on the pressure as far as getting that pressure to that B gap. So that one's pretty simple. You really don't have to do anything. I just want to point this out to you. So the other thing you can do is, like I said, you can show blitz if he was to move. You can do something like that. If you wanted to, you could also call QB contain just to give you another something else you might consider doing and still get that same pressure on the quarterback. So there's a few things you can do if you want to add a little bit to it without having to manually move anybody. I know you got a lot of you guys who are playing in connected franchise, online franchise leagues. If you're not allowed to move anybody, then that's, it kind of limits you in what you can do. But these defenses I'm showing here are the perfect defenses for you guys who are playing in online franchises because you don't have to do a whole lot. And so I'll go through this one more time here. Something you can do here is get to show blitz and do QB contain, and you're still going to get this. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to do this at all. All that is going to prevent the quarterback from rolling out. That's all I'm trying to do there when I showed that to you. So this one's called 3-4 over trio sky zone. If you made it this far in the video breakdown, I figure you must like the content. If so, please hit the like button and the subscribe button to get notified for future video breakdowns on the Madden Guides YouTube channel. The number 4 zone blitz that I want to show is from a base formation out of the Eagles Playbook. It's called 4-3 even 6-1 Sam Blitz 3. Now, this particular defense, the pressure is only going to come from one player, and it's always going to come from this one right here, which is a Sam linebacker, or the left outside linebacker over here as you look at your screen. He's simply just going to come off the edge, and he's going to get some pressure off the edge, getting to the quarterback pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one, and I want to point out a couple things with this one. This is the only zone blitz that you're going to find there that's out of the 4-3 even 6-1 that you don't have to make any pre-snap adjustments as far as zone defense are concerned. So there are some other defenses in there that you can do some hot routes and stuff like that to get the pressure, but this is the only one that's actually going to do this as far as getting that pressure on the quarterback. Now, the one thing you got to watch here is on occasion he may end up getting chipped by a tight end or something like that, might throw him off a little bit, but generally he's going to get that pressure on the quarterback, especially against a 5-man pass protection scheme such as what I'm showing here. So with that said, this is the defense you can run that's going to get that pressure. If you guys are playing in those online leagues, this is one of those plays that you don't have to make any pre-snap adjustments without having to move guys around and all that. Or if you're playing against somebody online and they're doing a lot of quick snapping, another defense you might consider running. So this one's called 4-3 even 6-1 Sam Blitz 3. The final zone blitz that I want to show as far as from a base formation without having to make any pre-snap adjustments from the Eagles Playbook is called 4-4 split monster green. Now this is a defensive formation. You're probably not going to run it too much. Probably mainly just want to run it against under center formations, or maybe you can get away with it against the gun formation down inside the red zone, especially inside the 5. You might consider running it, but I don't think a lot of us will probably use this one, but I just want to show it because it does bring some pressure on the quarterback. And this one generally ends up coming from this guy right here, which is going to be the left inside linebacker. So what he'll do is he'll shoot through this B gap between the right guard and the right tackle, and then he'll end up getting that pressure on the quarterback. So let's go ahead and run this one, and I'll show you something else you might want to do with it. Now, on occasion, he may end up getting blocked too. I'm going to have to admit to that. He may get blocked here as you watch this. So right there, he actually got the pressure on the quarterback, but sometimes that right guard might pick him up. If he does that, something else you could do is, if he does get picked up more often than not, if you are going to run this one, you could always do show blitz, and then a lot of times you'll get through that way. So that's another way of running this one that should allow you to get some pressure on the quarterback and get there pretty quick. So that one's called 4-4 split monster green. It's a nice little 4-4 defense that you can find if you're looking to, like I said, under center formations. You might consider running that. All right, guys, I want to say thank you guys for watching this video breakdown. Don't forget again to subscribe. That will greatly appreciate if you do that. If you haven't already, if you guys already have subscribed, I really do appreciate you guys following these videos I'm doing. And those of you guys who've been with me for over 20 some years, I appreciate that, especially back in the glory days when I was with VG Sports. That meant a lot to me back then, especially you guys who are still hanging out with me at this point, all these years later. But at any rate, this is basically all I've got for you on this particular video breakdown. Just remember, these are all zone blitzes. They're all from a base formations within the Eagles Playbook. Now, you can find a lot of these in other playbooks as well. You'll just have to go and search for them as far as that. There's a lot of different sites that have lots of tools that you can check them out. We have one on my site that's the play finder for Madden 26. You can always check it out there and look at the plays there and find them. And there's other sites that do that as well. So just keep that in mind. That's just I just want to show you these are the plays. And keep in mind this is only a 5-man pass protection scheme that I'm running this against, and the play that I'm running this, at least all 5 on the offensive side with that single back wing, tight U, drag spacing play, it has everybody going out. So just keep that in mind. So if you're following along, you'll want to go into the Commander's Playbook and maybe just check that out first. That way you can kind of get used to how these blitzes work, and then look at them for some other formations, such as some of the gun formations that I haven't shown here. So again, guys, thank you again for watching this video breakdown.